is concerned,
Is the public at risk? Is there safety at risk? Certainly safety at risk. Are nefarious intentions that could cause...
something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people.
Geoengineering, terrorism, the nuclear threat, and the dark truth that everything is about to change.
Our military knows, and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
Because this is a plan, or an agenda, that the elites designed many years ago.
Space is a war-fighting domain, just like the land, air, and sea. We may even have a space force.
Change doesn't come without war. War doesn't come without reason. But what's the reason for everything that's happening now?
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
Always starts with fear. That's how they get everybody on board.
SUV-sized drones in New Jersey. Dozens of reports. Seen near military bases, armories, civilian areas, over people's houses.
Been aggressive, been hostile.
They followed this plan throughout several decades. This elite has been running all the governments and control politics, religion, and even generational conditioning. From style, fashion, to media. The elite's main purpose was to shift to a one-world government.
And that everyone on Earth will require a digital ID to travel freely.
But how would they do this? Well, it's pretty easy. Like they always have. By using fear.
Could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war. Forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us?
Dogma. Politics and religion. They've always been the principal elements that the ones we call the elites use for infrastructure control over society from the beginning of human history. They are the ones that hold all the cards, carry all the keys. They've always been able to provide order over chaos, peace over war, for the people they govern or control. By using the guided principles of fear and consequence, this keeps fear as a true way and only way to wield control.
You know, they've got a plan. But, you know, if you look at everything that's going to happen, with writing on the wall, so to speak, it really points towards that being more so a 10-year plan as opposed to something they could just do right away. Is these guys are master psyops individuals. I mean, mass psychology, they're masters at figuring out what they have to say, what narrative they have to push, what lever they have to pull to get everybody on board with their ideas. Right. And they understand that it's going to be a long process.
After World War II ended, Operation Paperclip was a program put together by the United States to recruit thousands of Nazi scientists and engineers. Warner Von Braun was the director of NASA. He was one of the Nazis recruited by Operation Paperclip. He became the director of NASA, which is a pretty high-ranking position within our government. His deathbed confessions were terrifying.
Good morning, my name is Carol Rosen. In 1974, I was introduced to the late Dr. Warner Von Braun in the U.S., the father of rocketry. In my first meeting with him, during that first 3.5 hours, he said to me, "Carol, you will stop the weaponization of space." He said, "No, you have to understand, this is February, and we have to prevent the weaponization of space because there is a lie being told to everyone that the weaponization of space is now first being based upon the evil empire, the Russians. There are many enemies," he said, "against whom we're going to build this space-based weapon system, the first of whom was the Russians."
Let me share with you a vision of the future which offers hope. It is that we embark on a program to counter the awesome Soviet missile threat with measures that are defensive. let us turn to the very strengths in technology that spawned our great industrial base and that have given us the quality of life we enjoy today. What if free people could live secure in the knowledge that their security did not rest upon the threat of instant U.S. retaliation to deter a Soviet attack, that we could intercept and destroy strategic ballistic missiles before they reached our own soil or that of our allies?
Today marks 1,000 days since the Russian invasion of Ukraine to fire American long-range missiles into Russia. Kyiv has done so.
Then there would be terrorists. Then there would be third world countries. Now we call them rogue nations or nations of concern.
Of a surge in crimes committed by migrants, Grado are calling a recent violent incident associated with a Venezuelan street gang.
Then there would be asteroids. And then he would repeat to me over and over. And the last card, the last card, the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat.
Remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens. And all of it, he said, is a lie. A lie. I think I was too naive to know at that time the seriousness of the nature of the spin that was being put on the system. And now,
our guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.